Om Shanti. This is the Sakar Murli of 22 of August 2022. Essence. Sweet children, while sitting or moving around and doing everything, remain silent. Remember the Father and you will receive your inheritance. There is no need for songs or poetry. Question: which particular aspect is proven by the Father being called the liberator? Answer: if the Father is the one who liberates us from sorrow, that is, from the 5 vices, then it must surely be someone else who traps us in them. The liberator can never trap you. He is called the remover of sorrow and the bestower of happiness. Therefore, how could he cause sorrow for anyone? Children, remember that Father, when they are unhappy, Ravan is the one who causes you sorrow. Ravan, Maya, curses you, whereas the Father comes to give you your inheritance. Song. The sour of knowledge is for those who are with the beloved. Om Shanti. On this path of knowledge, there is no need for songs, poetry or dialogues, etc. All of that is for the path of devotion. Here, it is a question of understanding. Everything has to be understood with the intellect. It is very easy. That is, this knowledge is very easy. You can start making effort with any one point. There is no need to listen to a song or to write poetry. You have to stay at home and also carry on with your business. The Father says, while doing all of that, how can you claim your inheritance from me? He explains, while sitting or moving around and doing everything, just remain silent. Continue to have these internal thoughts. The Father has already explained. It is very easy to understand. It takes time for the new world to become the old world. But it doesn't take that long for the old world to become new. It has been explained to you, children, that the Father makes the world new and then becomes old. This world is definitely made of happiness and sorrow. But no one knows who gives happiness and who causes sorrow. The world is already made. We cannot come out of this cycle. This is called the drama. It is better to say drama than to say play. It is possible to change something in a play. It is possible to remove someone or add someone. Previously, there only used to be plays. It is only recently that bioscopes have emerged. Whatever film is shot in a bioscope, it is repeated. This bioscope has been created so that knowledge can be understood accurately through it. There can be a change in a play, but not in a bioscope. This is the story of the new pure world and the old impure world. People do not know the duration of this drama. They have given it a very long time span. Human beings cannot understand anything. In the new world, people were so sensible, wealthy, and pure. They were full of all virtues. Why is Baba explaining in this way today? So that you children can go and give lectures. You should first of all praise Bharat. Who made Bharat like this? The praise of the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, whom everyone remembers, will also emerge. Why do they remember him? Because there is a lot of sorrow in the old world. It is the 5 vices that cause sorrow. The golden and silver ages are called the land of happiness. That is God's establishment. This is the devil's establishment, where human beings get trapped in the 5 vices. They also understand that only the Father liberates them. How could the one who liberates you also be the one who traps you? His name is the remover of sorrow and the bestower of happiness. We wouldn't say that he is the bestower of sorrow. No one knows that. It is the 5 vices that cause sorrow, and that the Father comes and liberates you from them. This is a matter of great understanding. It is now Ravan's kingdom throughout the whole world. It is not a question of Lanka alone. Human beings have their own ideas. They just write whatever enters their intellects. The same applies to the scriptures. They have all made their own scriptures. Human beings do not know anything. God speaks. All of that studying of the Vedas and scriptures, the sacrificial fires and the penance, etc., that you have been doing, they are all of the stage of descent. Whatever you made, it has been to bring you down. The instructions you receive are for coming down, because it is the stage of descent. It was a pure world, but it is now impure. For half a cycle, there is the new world, and for half a cycle, there is the old world. It is just as there are 24 hours. When 12 hours have passed, day comes to an end and night comes. The day of Brahma and the night of Brahma have been remembered in the same way. You won't say the day and night of Vishnu. These are such deep points. No one except the Father can explain these things to you. The Father explains you now have to go from the Tamopradhan stage into the Satopradhan stage. Your kingdom is not established as yet. The Father explains to you children so easily. You simply have to remember Shiv Baba and change from Tamopradhan to Satopradhan. Only you innocent ones can understand these things. There is the new world and the old world, and the Father is the one who creates the new world. The new world was heaven, then who made it into hell? Ravan. It has been explained to you what Ravan is. No scholars or pundits will understand this. They just say that the world is false, that all of this is imagination. You can explain to them, if the world has not been created, then where are you sitting? This world repeats. You must have the full knowledge of it. Because they do not have this knowledge, they say that everything is false. They believe that whatever anyone related is the truth. You become happy with only one thing. The Father explains very clearly. The Father gave you your inheritance for half a cycle, and then Ravan defeated you. This play is predestined. You children know that we now belong to God and that we are following His Srimat. These pictures are very good. Everyone should have large pictures. It is good to explain using large pictures. The cycle is in front of you. The confluence age is also in front of you. The iron age is ugly and impure. Due to alloy of iron, it has become ugly. Bharat was so golden aged. This iron age now has to change. That has to be established, and this has to be destroyed. It is sung that the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul is Trimurti. No one understands the meaning of the Trimurti. They have even named roads Trimurti. In fact, the Trimurti is Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar. Each of the three deities is distinct. Above them is the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, Shiva, Karan Karavanhar, the one who acts and acts through others, who is the highest of all. They have removed him. Even higher than the deities is incorporeal God. We souls are incorporeal just as the Father is incorporeal. We have come here to play our parts. It used to be the dynasty of Lakshmi and Narayan. They ruled one after another. Therefore, you have to tell people the praise of heaven. Bharat was so wealthy. There was purity, peace, and prosperity. There was no untimely death. It was the new world. The Father created the new world. He makes you 16 celestial degrees full. He says, children, man mana bhav. Constantly remember me alone. These are God's versions. He is called the purifier. You cannot call Krishna the ocean of knowledge. So why have they put Krishna's name in the Gita? They have a vision of Krishna through someone and they say this is the image of Krishna. There are many types of people in the world. They develop faith in someone and then wear lockets of that one around their necks. They wear lockets of their Guru and remember him. They say God is omnipresent. And so there is no difference between their Guru and God. There are many like them. The Father has explained to you children the significance of the old world and the new world. He sits here and makes the world new. Everyone now continues to call out to him. Come and establish the pure world, or make us pure and take us back with you. There are two lands, and the land of Nirvana and the land of happiness. Sannyasis give the knowledge of liberation. They cannot give the knowledge for liberation in life. You belong to the deity religion and then became worshippers. You again have to become worthy of being worshipped. Sri Krishna is the first prince of the golden age. There is his praise. There is the praise of Kumars and Kumaris because they remain pure. Otherwise, there should be greater praise of Radhe than of Krishna. No one knows why they put Radhe before Krishna. They say Radhe Krishna. Scarcely anyone say Krishna Radhe. They understand that the son has the right to the inheritance. Therefore, there is greater praise of Krishna. Here, all of you are children. The Father says, to the extent that you make effort, accordingly, you will claim a high status for yourself, cycle after cycle. The Father is talking to you souls. By making effort, you can claim a high status. In foreign lands, when a daughter is born, they celebrate in happiness. Whereas here, they become happy when a son is born. All have their own customs and traditions. It is now in the intellects of you children that the Father gives you the inheritance and that Maya then curses you. God, the Father, is the creator of heaven. You would not say this of Krishna. Only the Supreme Soul changes hell into heaven. Only He teaches easy Gyan and Yoga. You can give lectures in this way. They have falsified the Gita by putting Krishna's name in it. The God of the Gita is incorporeal God and not Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna is a creation. He received the inheritance from the Father. Come and we will explain to you. Take up any subject and start explaining it. Everything is included in the explanation of the old world and the new world. At present, there are numerous religions, and in the midst of them all, the original eternal deity religion is being established. It has been explained to you so much that you must renounce the 5 vices. Do not get angry with anyone at home. You should have this thought: whatever others see me do, they will do the same. If I become full of vices, anyone who sees me will also become full of vices. The Father issues this ordinance: become pure and make your wife pure as well. Do not get angry with anyone. By seeing you, they too would get angry. Males are the creators, and so they should explain to their wives. However, if it is not in their fortune, what can be done? You have to explain. If you become pure, you become the masters of the pure world. The Father explains how you have taken 84 births. At first, you were Sato Pradhan, pure. Then you become Rajo and then Tamo. Now if you remember me, you will become pure. God is speaking the versions of the Gita. By Krishna's name being inserted in the Gita, his whole life story becomes meaningless. You must have the courage to explain Baba. Baba continues to explain. Many children think that they will only believe in Shiv Baba, that there is benefit only through him. If they make mistakes, Baba gives them a signal. However, some children become like salt water. You should not become like salt water. It is explained to you that you must not become like that. Some children are such that they don't have regard for one another. They are very impolite to their seniors. Sensible children should be very interested in doing service. Such and such a center has opened, and so let me go and do some service there. Those who act without being asked are deities. Those who act after being asked are human beings. And those who do not do anything even after being asked are Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children says Namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for Dharana. Number 1. Always remember, when others see you doing something, they will do the same. Therefore, never act against Srimad under the influence of the vices. Second, you have to be interested in doing service. Engage yourself in doing service without being asked. Never become like salt water with one another. Blessing. May you be a special soul who experiences spiritual pleasure in every test by being ever ready. The confluence age is the age to have spiritual pleasure, and this is why you have to stay constantly in pleasure and never get confused. If your thoughts are confused for even a short time about any situation or test, and that moment happens to be your final moment, then they would be your final thoughts to lead you to your destination. Therefore, what would be your condition be? Therefore, remain constantly ever ready. Let no problem become an obstacle to your becoming complete. Always have the awareness, I am a most valuable special soul in the world. My every thought, word and action is special. Let not a second be wasted. Slogan. Continue to accumulate in your account of elevated actions, and the account of sinful actions will automatically finish. Om Shanti.